let's talk about the snake phobia.
Okay, we're going to have to
Sharon.
go through these a little bit more rapid.
Yeah, Sharon, this wasn't done on camera. I ran a classic NLP allergy cure with a
Just a
double
demo for the class,
association
yeah.
demo for the class. And at the end, Timothy ran up with a belt and startled her. And she just jumped.
she was startled because he popped out and she didn't know.
Yeah,
he
it
had
would have scared
the
me if
fake
he suddenly
belt
appeared
stake.
beside me waving
But
something.
then she laughed and goes,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, I don't think it'll be a problem at all." She wanted to overcome the snake phobia because of cottage country and being able to go out into the cottage area. And it's not like we have, very highly dangerous snakes here in Ontario.
No, we have copperheads.
But
and there are Massasauga rattlers.
people
but
don't
not
like
many.
them. My
Yeah.
father-in-law is scared of garter snakes, for example.
Your brother-in-law.
Father-in-law.
Oh, father-in-law.
Yeah, he does not
Why wouldn't
like.
you cure that for him?
Yeah, he doesn't want to be cured. Yeah, he's not the threshold.
He doesn't want to be
If he
cured.
sees a little snake,
Yeah.
he just.
I want to keep
waits.
my testicular
He doesn't freak out or anything,
Yeah.
but he really does not like them.
Okay.
So I've dealt with this before. A woman back when I used Dee Dee's office, I had a woman come in with a snake phobia, and she would be in Florida a bunch of the time and walk by this area that there were snakes that hung out. I don't know why snakes would hang out there, but there was a spot, and she didn't like walking by it. So of course she overcame the phobia, no problem at all. And not to the point that she would be like, "Oh, I love snakes. I want to go up and pick up poisonous snakes." No, you're not going to be stupid.
No, you're not going to be stupid.
But you're not going to be freaking out when you have to walk, 20 feet away from them, past them on a sidewalk or something.
Well, this is it.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, especially with Florida. Years ago, remember Ralph, my friend?
Yeah.
He came with my family. We went down to Florida. We brought our guitars, played blues in the car and stuff, had a riot. Got to Florida. We saw an orange grove not far from Kennedy Space Center. It was
Okay.
on the property. And there was this big ditch with like waist-high reeds and things. So we wade through that with just shorts and flip-flops on.
And then
we're
realized-
grabbing oranges. And then we're looking at the back of a sign. And we're picking up oranges off the ground, bundle them in our shirts. We walk out, look back at the sign. It says, "Warning, ditch infested with poisonous snakes." It's like, thanks again. Our innocence.
If we have time, I'll tell you another one about me body surfing in San Diego, which will be
Okay, we'll get to that.
All right,
That sounds good.
It has another one of those sign things after the fact, going, "Oh, that
Maybe you
was
want to
a
save
bad
that for
idea."
the Meta
Yeah,
5
yeah.
on the next one, because I don't think I have
Perhaps.
one for it.
Okay, so Sharon, you ran the snake phobia cure, the NLP rewind technique.
Right,
Is
and
the
using
way-
the blackboard
we
as
used,
the-
and we used the
as
human
the
Givens
screen.
version of it.
Yes, really relaxed.
Yeah, and then I remember one Jacques in the class asked, "Well, how come you didn't do the director's chair theater version, the original Bandler and Grimm
Yeah, we're
version?"
dissociating into the theater, dissociating to the projection booth, looking at yourself watching the screen. I use the human Givens one instead, which is off to the
Watching
side.
it's the same idea. It's just this nice nuance.
I think there's
of
less chance of
looking
collapsing
sideways.
into it.
The
From
whole
side.
point being you're running an event backwards, so you can't feel any motion backwards. So you
Well, you
screw
run it
up.
forward, black and white,
Yeah.
and grainy, and small to switch on the circuitry.
Right.
And then jump into it, run it backwards in 2
So you
seconds.
can't. So when you're associated into it and you're running it backwards, it's impossible to feel the emotions, and therefore it collapses the fear and essentially disrupts the brain's ability to access that neurological pathway.
You still have the memory, but the emotions are gone.
That's
Really
the idea.
useful. So we got a great result with that.
And again, couldn't test it because we didn't have an actual snake there, but you can. The idea of the calibration up front, what would it be like? Oh, it's not good. And then after the fact, what's it like now? No problem at all.
No problem at all.
Yeah.
Remember my sister, who's 7 years older than me, she plays golf a
Mm.
lot. That's one of her things. And lives in Arizona half the year. And she saw a snake and it really freaked her out. She caught the snake phobia from my mother, was always terrified of snakes.
You mean catch them? I
Yeah,
suppose
you
so, yeah.
can. It's an imprint from
That
someone
actually
else,
makes
right?
sense, yeah.
An attribution from them. But the thing is, afterwards, it was tested by accident. She was playing golf and a snake crawled in front of her on the green.
Mm. And nothing.
And she said she just went, "Oh, there's a snake."
Yeah.
Whereas before she would have been up a freaking tree,
Yeah.
All right.